Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dearest brothers and sisters in Islam. Welcome to the New Muslim Academy and another episode in our series Connecting with the Quran. Now, you've heard me say time and time again in our series together that the Quran is the timeless miracle. And what does it mean? Well, clearly, the Quran is miraculous, right? So this is definitely the first meaning. And it's miraculous because God Almighty said it's miraculous. And it's miraculous until the end of time. And to understand this better, think about miracles that God Almighty gave to all the other prophets that he blessed with miracles when he sent them to their people. Those miracles were physical miracles. They came with that prophet, and when he passed away, those miracles ceased to exist, right? Take, for example, the staff of Moses, the stick that he would throw down and it would turn into a snake, and if he would pick it up, it would return back to a stick. Or when he used it to strike the water, pathways were opened up for him and Banu Israel. So when Moses passed away, that miracle ceased to exist. The same with Prophet Isa. He was miraculous in his ability to cure incurable diseases. But with the passing of Jesus or Isa, peace and blessings be upon him, those miracles ceased to exist. But with the Quran, it's timeless. It came with the messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, and it still exists today, over 1400 years after he passed away. Now, what's so miraculous about the Quran? Well, no doubt its preservation up to date until the day of judgment as it was revealed is miraculous, right? That no one can change anything, introduce anything, delete anything. If they did immediately, the Quran would be preserved, because we have countless people who've memorized the Quran. Even if all the physical copies of the Quran were taken and hidden and kept away, within moments, a physical written copy could be completed. Why? Because they can't remove it from the hearts of the members, the followers of the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the followers of Prophet Muhammad who committed the Quran to memory. So this in and of itself, no doubt, is miraculous, and we live this every day. But also, remember, the Quran was revealed in the Arabic language, and the Arabic language was the most sought after, call it an asset, right? During the messenger's time, before his time, with his people, they were proud that they had this language, and they would gauge people's excellence based on their level of proficiency, based on their level of eloquence with the language. And Prophet Muhammad comes with the Quran, he's unlettered, and he comes with it at a level of proficiency, at a level of eloquence that surpasses the best of the best that the Arabs knew in terms of Arabic prose and poetry. Can you imagine this? And when they arrogantly still, said that no, this Quran is from the speech of Muhammad. It's not revealed. He's saying it's revealed, but it's from him. Despite them knowing that he is unlettered, despite them knowing that he has no history in poetry, despite them knowing who the chiefs of poetry were, the Quran reveals and says or dispels their arguments, and really paints the correct picture regarding their arguments, that it's an argument based on arrogance. They know the truth deep down. And the Quran goes further, and it lays down a challenge and asks them to produce a chapter like it. And then God Almighty says, produce a verse like it. And guess what? No one could, by their own admission, right? Because they could have arrogantly lied and said, look, we have a verse that is better. They admitted that they couldn't. And even Orientalists and those who specialize in studying the Arabic language and the Quran, not to praise the Quran but dispraise the Quran, they have an agenda. Even they have conceded and said, to date, nothing has been produced that can complete this challenge laid down by God Almighty in the Quran. It's miraculous in its language. It's also miraculous in its meanings, brothers and sisters in Islam, because think about it, right? The Quran teaches nature so much, from Islamic laws to morals to manners to etiquettes to matters pertaining to the life of this world, to matters pertaining to the life of the unseen. And all this was revealed over a period of 23 years. Guess what? Miraculously, all these genres of information come to us in the most eloquent, proficient manner, unmatched manner, unchallenged manner, right? Somebody could say, well, maybe it's unchallenged in this genre of knowledge, but challenged in that genre of knowledge. Absolutely not. Nobody can challenge it in any of these genres. Also, think about this. When something comes across over such a long period of time, what do you expect? You expect to see a difference in quality. You might also expect to see a contradiction if it is from the work of man. But guess what? With the Quran, its level of proficiency and eloquence from the beginning all the way till the end is unmatched and perfect. And also there's no contradiction. The first part of it doesn't contradict its last, and its last doesn't contradict its first. And God Almighty also brings this to our attention. He says, if this Quran came from anyone other than Allah, you would have found therein much contradiction, because human beings, you see their journey in their writings, especially if they write over a long period of time. You see their journey with their knowledge, especially when they write over a long period of time. This topic is a long one, but I leave you with these words to help us connect with the Quran and understand why the Quran is miraculous in nature and just how. I love you all for the sake of Allah. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.